can I ask you what your definition of an artist is?
I would rather, it can be very complicated, Tom. I say, yes, an artist is basically down deep someone that nourishes, educates his sensibilities, his eyesight, his ears. Who has seen, in the visual arts, who has seen and seen and seen. He has seen the best in the world, if possible. See, he's been educated to the best things. You don't have to, you don't really have to be a great painter, a great sculptor. See, it's good if you are, but it's okay. See, it's the same way with musicians, I mean, if you hear bad music over and over and over again, your ears are not going to get very well educated. You see, hearing in music is more immediate. If you hear something you don't like, right away, bingo, throw away. It's like, boo, I don't want it. Take it off. But the visual arts is tricky. Visual arts is difficult. You see, you have to enter into your sensibility, in your judgment, and your experiences. And the artist has the sensibility, which is extensive and in great variety. See? And these factors, with a certain amount of God's ability to begin with. See? God's ability helps so much. But then you have to educate it. I know a lot of kids with a lot of ability, Tom, that they're not educated and then end up in ignorance. See? They're not artists. They seem to know somehow. Like girls seem to know what colors they like better, what dresses to buy better. Men, a little more difficult. See? But men are generally not as sensitive. Their sensitivity is as acute as women in normal things. But then, it becomes as good as anybody. Well, that's it. It's God's ability trained to the fullest extent. In music, the ear. In the visual arts, the eye. By doing. Reading alone is not going to do it. I mean, a lot of people can read. They still don't comprehend anything. The best thing is also by doing. See, the definition time's getting complicated because it's difficult. In a very simple form, an artist is sensitive, thoroughly, completely. Either with the ear if he's a musician, the eye if he's an artist. But it comes in many avenues. You can add the word experience, of course. The more experience, the better, see? When I first went to art school, Tom, to tell you the truth, I don't know what I was looking at. I knew I wanted to be an artist, designer. As a matter of fact, at that time, I really wanted to be an artist painter. See, my younger brother, he said he wanted to be an artist, painter. Yeah, painter. He ended up as an industrial designer. I ended up more as a painter, designer. Just took the opposite direction. See? But sensitivity is so important. And I'm afraid you become very critical, too, at the same time. I suppose it makes you when you're so sensitive, it makes you sad. You know, you're sad most of the time when you look at things. You know, like there's a house here in Worthington. It's designed for, I understand, 2 medical doctors, you know, right here in the middle of Worthington. Tom is the worst design house I ever seen in my life, in this world. It's that bad. Why they allow that damn thing to go up, you know, like the committee, whoever, the council here in Worthington. That's a shame. But they allowed it. And they're bragging about Worthington. Before they brag any longer, they better knock that thing down. You know, get rid of, put something decent up. Yeah. You got to go on a limb, too, you know, a little bit like I'm doing right now. A lot of people will not like what I say because I'm stepping on people's toes. I know it. But I don't care. I mean, I know down deep, I know I'm trying to tell the truth. It's my experience, what I say, what I feel, and what I feel, you know, should be the attitude. The attitude's another thing. Like, you know, down there in the children classes. Let the children take part, you know. They don't have to be this or be that. Let the children take instruction. You know, if I were mayor of this town, I'd have every kid in town go to art school, every kid in town play a musical instrument. You know?
Why?
Because it'll embellish all their powers of creating anything. I think there'll be better politicians, there'll be better doctors, there'll be better anything. And you know, an artistic education is very, very important to the lives of people, and they don't realize it. I often said, and then they asked me, sometimes they ask me to give talks in these groups, you know, and I tell the truth. I don't know. I talk just like this, Tom. They seem to like it. You know, I tell them the truth. Remember one time, after the takeoff on doctors' offices, how ugly they were? Oh, they loved it. They had a doctor. One of the members was a doctor. And he wasn't feeling too good, but I told him, I didn't tell him because I didn't know who he was. Somebody else had told me that this doctor there. I said, well, tell him I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make him feel badly, but it's the truth. I go to my ophthalmologist, you know, to check on my eyes quite often sometimes. He's got some pretty good drawings on the wall. And he's got the walls light colored. And he's got black frames on them, see? So I told, hey, Doc, come here. Get rid of those frames. I said, make them gray. I'll put them at least dull silver. It'll be better. Oh, and when I look at them, I said, all I see is black frames. And I told Doc, I don't like black frames. Take the damn things away. Change them. He hasn't changed them yet. He's been nice about it. But once in a while, when I'm not too redundant, you know, I tell him again, Doc, you haven't done it yet. But he's a good doctor, though. Ooh, boy, he's good.